Let me tell you a story today. Once there was an old rich man, and it was his dream to build a city of his own. For that, he bought an island. So what do you think he did after first buying the island? Yes, he built a wall around it to protect the city from intruders. So any intruder trying to attack the city would first have to break the walls in order to gain entry into the city. Similarly, all plant cells have a cell wall that protects the plant from all external stress. So the wall was built around the city to provide protection to the city. So now tell me, what should be the nature of this wall? Yes, it has to be very strong and very rigid. Similarly, the cell wall of plant cells are also very tough and very rigid. Now, different cities can be of different shapes. So, what gives a city a definite shape? Yes, the walls that are built around the city, or the boundary walls, gives the city a definite shape. So, the same city can look different if a different wall is built around the city. Similarly, all the plants have a cell wall that gives it a definite shape. So the wall was built around the city. So what was this wall made of? Well, the workers carefully placed one brick over another, and eventually the entire wall was made. So the bricks are the building blocks of the wall. So similarly, the cell wall of plant cells are made of such building blocks which look like this. See, they are long and fibrous, and they are known as cellulose. So cellulose, when put together, form the entire cell wall of plant cells. Now, I told you that all plant cells are bound by a cell wall which is tough and which is rigid. Now, why is it that the leaves are so flexible then, or the stems are so rigid? Both of them are made up of plant cells, which have a tough and a rigid cell wall. Well, that is because the plant cells that are present in the stem have an additional deposition on them, deposition of suberin or lignin, that gives this extra toughness and rigidity. This additional deposition of suberin and lignin are not present in the plant cells that are present in the leaves, and that is why leaves are soft and flexible, and you can fold the leaves. So you see so many trees around you. Now tell me why trees are so upright. If you tell me that, yes, plant cells are tough and rigid, you will be absolutely correct. But that leads us to the next question. What gives the plant cell this rigidity? Yes, the cell wall that bounds the plant cell provides the toughness and the rigidity to the cells, and that is why trees are upright. So a wall was built around the city, but now people had to enter into the city or leave the city, and also raw materials had to be brought into the city for all the construction works. So for that, a gate had to be made. Similarly, the cell wall of plant cells have pores on them, which allows the free entry and exit of all molecules. And since it allows all molecules to pass through it, they are known as permeable. Now, let us verify if plant cells indeed have pores on their cell wall. Now, when you water a plant, you always water it in the soil. So how are the roots taking in this water? I told you that the entire plant is made up of plant cells. Even the roots are made up of plant cells, which are bound by a tough and a rigid cell wall. So how is this tough and rigid cell wall allowing the water inside? Yes, they have pores on them that allows this water intake. And that is how the plant takes the water from the soil. Now, if you've been listening to me carefully, you will realize that I have been just talking about the cell wall of a plant cell. I did not mention a cell wall of an animal cell. That is because the cell wall is present only in the plant cells. An animal cell lacks a cell wall. Now, if an animal cell lacks the tough and the rigid cell wall that are present in the plant and gives the plant this upright nature, then how are we also upright? Even we have an upright nature. Well, yes, we do not have cell walls, but what we have is we have an internal skeletal framework that gives us this rigidity, and that is why we have an upright nature.